Okay, so this is a bit of a follow-up to an older video I made on the channel, and essentially if you're like a longer time viewer of the channel, you'll probably remember a video I made called Finding the Oldest Gravity Falls Video on YouTube. And essentially the goal of that video, as the name suggests, was to find the oldest still viewable video for Gravity Falls on YouTube, and we ultimately concluded that the oldest video that we could find in that video was a upload of the Creature in the Closet promo uploaded by this YouTube channel a few days before the official upload by Disney Channel on their own channel was. So I basically concluded in that video that this was the oldest Gravity Falls YouTube video available still to watch. However, I did leave it open to interpretation in that video that it's possible that there could be something older out there, and I mentioned that in the original video as well.
And it's possible that there's something older out there that I missed that I just cannot find and overlooked, or just doesn't exist anymore. I mean, I personally believe there's older videos out there for Gravity Falls.
So basically, with the stage open to possibly finding more videos, I left it to the audience to figure out if, maybe they could find something older, and that ultimately did happen, as a couple of weeks or I think months after that video came out, I got a couple of comments on that video, well, to be honest, only two, that were from people who claim to find older videos related to Gravity Falls. And I looked at them, and of the two videos, one in particular stood out because of what was found in it.
And this was from a YouTube channel named Dat. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Basically, they commented saying, "A few years ago, after watching the special features on the Gravity Falls box set, I wanted to see what the real Soos sounded like, because and they did go on about Soos and how he's based off a real person, which I'll get to in a second. And he looked on the internet and he found this video. And to understand the importance of what this discovery is, I first need to introduce you to someone who, depending on how big of a fan of Gravity Falls you are, you may or may not already know. And that is a man by the name of Jesus Chambrot. And Jesus is a friend of Alex's, a former student of CalArts, if I'm correct, and he is the inspiration behind Soos. As Alex has said, Jesus was the inspiration for Soos. And if you look at some of Alex's old student films, most notably his student film Off the Wall, episode 1, called Lady Troubles, Jesus himself makes an appearance in the short, which I'm going to play now.
Hey, Walby, ladies got you down?
You know it, Jesus!
Dude, let me break it down for you. You see, women are like individually packed cups of pudding. Sweet and tasty on the inside, tough on the outside.
So what do I do?
Never take no for an answer.
Whoa! How'd you do that?
Confidence. Confidence.
I think I understand.
And as you can see, Jesus is basically, in many ways, the real life version of Soos, which is not a surprise because a lot of characters in the show are based off of real people that Alex knows. So for example, Dipper is based off himself, Mabel is based off his twin sister Ariel, and Grunkle Stan is based off his late grandpa Stan, who, funny enough, according to Alex in a tweet in 2015, stated that apparently his grandpa Stan's ashes were illegally spread in a Vegas casino's women's room, so he could, quote-unquote, see the ladies undress forever.
What the heck?
Yeah, and apparently this happened at Caesar's Palace. So, this guy apparently was Stan before Stan was even a thing. I can literally see Stan putting that in his will. Well, I mean, now that wouldn't be in his will, given now he wants a bigger tombstone than Ford, but, it's pretty much Stan. But anyway, we're getting off track. And on top of all this, Jesus is the inspiration behind Soos. And basically that is what who Jesus is, and he's from what Alex has said, he's a really great guy, and he is the man, the myth, the legend himself, and probably one of the greatest guys you could probably ever meet, according to Alex's various statements in the past. So there's that. But what is important to this video is basically what the video that this person linked was. it takes you to a YouTube channel that's called for that, like whatever that is. Like, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. And it's a small YouTube channel with 7 subscribers, 1 favorites playlist with 16 videos ranging from Alex's student film to various other things, which I'm not even sure about. And there's 4 hidden videos. There's like Paul McCartney, Christmas Visitor, and stuff. And yeah, but yeah, and the channel has 2 videos. The video in question that I got linked to was a video called Jesus Chambrot, Nervous and Then Happy. And I'm gonna play the video now in its full totality. There's no real video in it. There's a little bit at the end, but it's not really all that visible. So I'm just gonna play the audio for you all. And if you're wondering why on earth this is so important, it's like because obviously I'm sure a lot of you are gonna be thinking like, okay, this is great, like this is Jesus Chambrot, but why is a video about him so important to Gravity Falls in the sense? Because like Jesus is his own guy. Like, I mean, if he uploads a video, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has something to do with Gravity Falls, obviously, and that's true. But it's what's inside of this one video which is of great interest. And yeah, without further ado, here's what is stated inside of this video, which is so incredible.
Jesus Chambrot. Mr. Pines, okay, don't be mad, but I kinda broke your cash register. Oh, I can explain. The buttons, they kinda look like a face, and I was opening and closing it to make it talk. It was actually pretty funny. You had to be there. Oh, by the way, Register says that she likes the way you're doing your nails lately.
So yeah, as you heard from the video, basically in it, Jesus is talking about how he broke a cash register owned by a man named Mr. Pines. And I think you can already figure out why that's so incredible. It's basically audio of Jesus talking like Soos to Grunkle Stan. Because, I mean, come on. Unless there's some big coincidence in playing here in that Jesus knows a guy named Mr. Pines, then this is obviously a reference to Gravity Falls. And what's so incredible about this video is that it was uploaded on the 10th of May, 2011. It only has 1,000, like, not even 1,000 views at the time of me recording this. And yeah, like, this is just a guy who randomly uploaded this video of Jesus. Like, I think this is Jesus's own channel, perhaps, and like it was uploaded over a year before Gravity Falls began, because like Gravity Falls didn't begin until the 15th of June 2012, and this was uploaded on the 10th of May 2011. So this is a full year, more than a full year before Gravity Falls even began. So like, what? And this got me really excited, because like this alongside just being the oldest like positively identifiable Gravity Falls related video on the internet that I can find right now, as well, mainly on YouTube, this definitely adds to a question of like, what on earth is this video? Like, what is the context behind this? And I have a couple of theories myself about what this could be. Predominantly, my big theory is that perhaps this was auditioning, or like a tape that Jesus recorded of him auditioning to be the voice of Soos. Like, maybe this is like a Soos audition that he was at or something like that. And that is definitely possible, because I mean, it kind of would make sense for Soos to be voiced by the man who he's inspired by. Like, I mean, that would kind of be pretty fitting for Soos's character, like to be voiced by Soos, like Soos voiced by Soos. So there was obviously that possibility that perhaps at one point early on in the show that Soos was going to be voiced by Jesus himself, and this is probably like recording that was made as part of that audition or something, and that's what we're hearing here. I don't think so though, because why would it be on the internet then, like on just one random video of it? Other than that, I think this is just perhaps maybe just like a random recording that Jesus uploaded onto the internet in 2011, but used the context of Gravity Falls. And of course, the next question that would come up would be like, why would he upload a video related to Gravity Falls a full year before Gravity Falls began? And That's not too hard to possibly answer, because like being a friend of Alex Hirsch, it's very likely that Jesus had access to the Gravity Falls offices and was close with the Gravity Falls production team and was following along to the show's production. So he probably knew a lot of things about the show well before it even began. So what we're probably seeing here is Jesus reading the script from probably like a test episode or something like that. And maybe like he was with Alex. Maybe the context of the video is like he's in a room with Alex or something, and he's challenged to make up and improvise a Soos line based on what he's been told about what Soos's character is like. So I mean, it's possible that's what this is. So yeah, like that's pretty much my two best guesses as to what this is. Like it's a very obscure and just random video laying in the middle of nowhere on the internet. It's very interesting as well because like what on earth is the context, and obviously it's exciting because this is Soos in the context of Gravity Falls. Like this is not like Jesus just randomly recording something, which wouldn't be of as interesting of a situation, but it's like Jesus recording something with Gravity Falls context most likely in it, because he says Mr. Pines, and obviously that's Soos. That's what Soos calls Uncle Sam. So that is my best guess as to what this could be. As a bit of an extra bit, I looked up Jesus's name on YouTube, like just out of the blue, because like on YouTube, like on the internet, of course you can find like a lot of videos related to like photos and stuff of Jesus over the years, but I decided to just look up Jesus's like on YouTube to see if I could find more videos. On top of just this video by Jesus being the first one that appears alongside other things, there was another YouTube channel called Jesus Chambrot, and it's like his full name. So I clicked on it, and it's a bit of an unusual YouTube channel because the oldest video on it is from 5 years ago, with the most recent video being from just 3 years ago. And 4 of the videos are 360 degree, not even 10-second long videos, while the other 3 are Christmassy themed, I guess. There isn't really anything to explain. Like the description of the YouTube channel is just my collection of videos I had a part in creating. So I'm guessing this is like an archive for Jesus's like content that he's done. So yeah, there's that. There isn't really much to go forward from here. There's that. Yeah, I really don't have much else to go on from this point. Like, there isn't really much else there. So like this is a bit of an interesting discovery, obviously, like what on earth is the story behind this video and why does it exist. And it's also kind of interesting because it's like it was uploaded over a year before Gravity Falls even began. So this is alongside being the oldest Gravity Falls video on YouTube that I can find so far, and takes the title away from the previous video of being the oldest Gravity Falls video. It's also just a rather interesting little discovery. So a huge shout out and thank you to the person who found this video and linked it in my comments. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, because I had no idea this existed, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you else didn't know about it. There's just one final thing I want to just add on this video. This is something you probably may remember from back in 2018 if you've been in the Gravity Falls fandom for a while. Basically, long story short, in 2018, in June of 2018, so 4 years ago now, Alex made a tweet in which he was calling Gravity Falls fans to help Jesus, who was in a bit of medical emergency. So like there was a link to a GoFundMe page, and it was basically to raise funds for various medical, I think, operations that Jesus needed. And not only did Gravity Falls fans help fund Soos's medical bills, they also exceeded the amount. So I think if I remember correctly from the from photos that still exist of the fundraiser, I think the goal of it was only like a couple $1,000, for example, I think, but they ended up going well in advance. So that is just incredible. And yeah, I think pretty much as the hashtag that Alex left suggested, the Gravity Falls fandom pretty much helped save Soos. And if you're wondering what Jesus is up to nowadays, well, I'm not entirely sure, but I did find a Twitter account that belongs to Jesus, and the last tweet that he made was all the way in 2019, so a little over a year later, but and also the last video he liked was like in 2018, so yeah, there's not much there. Although in the various tweets that he's made, like he kind of mentioned what was going on with him, and Let me see, like, try and find, like, he was taking like blood thinning medicine or something. From what it says, I think what happened was apparently he had a blood clot in his leg or something. So that was probably, I think, what was going on, which was what the fundraiser was for. So yeah, alongside that, he's also tweeted about stuff like how he's thinking of dyeing his hair pink, and what else is there? Like, he was in the hospital last week, and during all that time, he did not poop once. Yeah, I can see why. I love this. Like, this is like Jesus is basically everything that Soos is, and I just love it. Like, I can see why Alex created Soos based off Jesus. Like, this guy is literally the real life Soos, and I love it. And it's really nice to know that he's still doing okay and he's fine and all good. So yeah, that's pretty much it on my end for this video. There isn't really much else to go on from here. So thanks for tuning into this video. Soos dudes. Thanks. Bye.